Welcome back to Well, That's Interesting. The okay, that's weird, but really cool, I'm into it edition.
I mean, that's so many things
So many things.
in life.
Yeah.
Like mushrooms.
Yes.
And I don't mean like on a drug level, just like they're so weird.
They are. Then random that you just brought that, just pick that, sure.
Yeah. Are we talking about mushrooms today?
No.
Oh, okay.
Not at all, but damn, they are weird and cool.
They're
That's
so
true.
cool. And just the way we were kind of talking about it off air, but like just the way they come into the world is crazy. Y'all should
crazy.
Google them.
Yeah. Google
It's
mushrooms.
wild.
On your work computer. Google
On your
mushrooms.
work computer right now. You don't even have to add the part. Just type in shrooms and see what happens.
Just shrooms. Today is In-Betweeni 076, a human brain that turned to glass,
Why?
and blue lightning that shoots up.
None of this makes sense, Jill. I feel like you're fucking with me today. Like, there are some days where I'm like, okay, this makes sense, this and that, but today I'm like, neither of these things.
Yeah, even the parasites and asses makes more sense than a human brain turning to glass.
Yeah, I have no idea where we're gonna start and end with that. But I have a feeling you're gonna tell me.
Oh, it's going to be incredible.
Amazing.
I'm Jill Chacha, and I am with the perplexed Marissa Riley.
That's me. I'm here. I have no idea where we're going with this.
Yeah.
But I am very here for it.
So here for it. If this is your first time listening, welcome to the flock.
Welcome.
That's right. Dr. Riley here comes in cold and learns everything in real time, just like you.
It's true. I don't know if you noticed, but I had no idea what we were going to talk about today, and I still don't. Yes. To be honest, I still cannot make sense of either of these topics. But like I said, Jill will add some clarity.
Yeah, it will all come together, and you're going to say, yeah, that's weird, but really cool, and I'm into it by the end of this In-Betweeni.
Fucking pumped.
All right.
Let's do it.
My friends, when we're not talking about parasites in brains or butts or mysterious holes in the earth or mysterious medical ailments, we're probably talking about volcanoes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yep.
we love a good volcanic eruption on the pod, and today we're going to begin our story of how a human brain turned to glass by getting into our time machine and dialing it way the fuck back 2,000 years to the summer of love, 79 AD.
Wow.
That's right.
I mean, talk about the summer of love. There is never a time quite like the summer of 79
That's
AD.
That's it.
Literally 79. No little apostrophe
Nope.
beforehand.
2 numbers, y'all.
79.
Right.
Let's party.
Let's do it. This was the year a not-so-little eruption occurred, devastating many southern Italian cities, including world-renowned Pompeii.
Oh, I am familiar. Believe it or not, I have heard of Pompeii.
Awesome. Dr. Marissa, based on your numerous history degrees, off the top of your head, please tell us, what do you know about Pompeii?
All right, I know. Okay, let's do it. I know there was a volcano.
Yes?
Okay. I knew it erupted and covered this city in like ash.
Yep.
It covered like the sky in ash.
Yep.
And kind of like from what I heard when I was like a kid, I don't know what actually happened. They said everything was just kind of like frozen in time.
Yeah.
With this ash, like people would be like walking their dogs. Probably not. They probably had a different way. I don't know. People would be doing normal stuff like cooking or like hugging or something, and then everything was frozen.
Yeah.
As is. And then when they dug it up later, everyone was like,
Still hugging.
everyone was still hugging. I just know that because I think there's like one like big deal, a couple of skeletons that were like spooning, and everyone was like, "Oh my god,
They spoon. Summer
they
of love.
spooned." Summer of love.
That's right.
They were loving.
Baby.
They were loving softly. So
Yeah, that's exactly right. Put a pin in that.
Okay.
Things frozen in time.
Yes.
Yeah, Pompeii is arguably the most popular city that comes to mind when talking about one of the deadliest volcanic eruptions in European history. The day Mount Vesuvius went fucking boom.
yes, it did.
Yes. Now, I thought it would be helpful to have a little refresher about this eruption specifically focusing on just how end of days it was for thousands of people living within just miles of the volcano. What do you say,
That
Doctor?
sounds amazing. Yes, please. Hurry.
Okay. Hurry. Let's take turns reading about absolute ruin and nature's fury. And where else can one find such happy news but over at our friend Wikipedia?
Gotta love it.
That's right.
Gotta sponsor it. Well, they don't have any money, so never mind.
We need to sponsor them.
We need to sponsor them. My bad.
They're our source for this info, so please, Dr. Marissa, take it away.
Nothing would make me happier. All right, quote, in the autumn, not the summer, in the autumn of 79 AD, Mount Vesuvius violently spewed forth a deadly cloud of superheated material and gases to a height of 21 miles, ejecting molten rock, pulverized pumice, and hot ash at 1.5 million tons per second, ultimately releasing 100,000 times the thermal energy of the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Yes. At the time, the region was part of the Roman Empire, and several Roman cities were obliterated and buried underneath massive pyroclastic surges and ashfall deposits, the best-known cities being Pompeii and Herculaneum. All right, now, side note, put a pin in Herculaneum.
How could I not? I'm never going to forget a word like that.
Yeah. And don't worry, I looked up pyroclastic surge, and it's not a sex thing.
God damn it.
It's a fluid-like mass of gas and rock fragments ejected during some volcanic eruptions, so maybe it is a sex thing. Anyway, this stuff is extra special because it contains a higher ratio of gas to rock, which makes it, air quotes, turbulent. And I looked that up, and that means it just can travel in all sorts of directions and over like all sorts of terrain.
Oh, okay.
So rather than always traveling downhill like your average volcanic flow, this shit can go in all sorts of directions because there's more gas in it.
That's
Terrifying.
wild.
Yes.
It's like volcano on crack. It's insane.
Yes, that's exactly what happened here. Yeah.
Yes.
So, Dr. Marissa, would you like to wrap it up for us?
Absolutely. All right. After archaeological excavations revealed much about the lives of the inhabitants, the area became a major tourist attraction and is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site and part of the Vesuvius National Park. The total population of both cities was over 20,000. It's lower than I thought. The remains of over 1,500 people have been found at Pompeii and Herculaneum. That place.
Yeah.
So far, although the total death toll from the eruption remains unknown.
Yeah.
End quote. Those numbers are, I don't know why I expected the numbers to be so much more. I guess there were just less people back then.
Yeah,
Because,
there were-
like, when I hear about a city, it's like
Yes. Yeah.
millions.
Exactly. Yeah. So 20,000, that was popping back in the day.
That's pretty, that's fair. So that is a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, my friends, we may never really know the total death count, but we do know, like you said, Dr. Marissa, that 1.5 million tons of debris were dropped on these people per second.
Wild.
Yeah. So, one, the death toll is probably a huge number. And two, it should be no surprise to hear that to this day, we're still digging out.
Yeah. I wonder if people just, like, disintegrated. Just, like...
Yeah.
Because, I mean, when you involve, like, this gas and this rock and, like, fire elements, you could just...
Put a pin in that.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah? Ooh la
Thank
la.
you, doctor.
You're welcome.
So the entire city of Herculaneum, for example, was buried under 75 feet of material at the end of the day. To put that into perspective, 75 feet would smother a 5-story building,
Oh, my God.
which is enough to cover the apartment building we're in right now.
I was just thinking, what if it just, like, happened on the street? I hope it doesn't. Because there's a lot of cute dogs on the street. But...
Yes, for the
and
dogs.
us.
The dogs. For the dogs, my God.
But mostly for the dogs. There's a puppy and I love it. But... Where was I going with this?
Yeah.
Oh, but I was trying to imagine, like, how deep we would be.
Yeah.
Us and the dogs. We would be
Fucked.
super fucked.
Yes.
Our whole apartment.
Yeah.
All
We're on
3 or
the-
4 stories.
Yeah, we're on the second floor.
Oh, yeah, we'd be deep.
Yeah. That would suck.
Deep.
That would suck. Yeah. So now the weight of that material is enough to kill, but honestly, for the folks of Herculaneum, for a lot of them anyway, it wasn't the weight, but the unimaginable heat of that debris that did it.
Yes.
Now, my friends, one recent discovery of a body showed this day was even more fucked up than we previously thought. Let's get into it.
Yes,
now,
please.
Join me, will you, in the area previously known as Herculaneum.
You got it.
But is now called Ercolano, I think.
Okay.
Ercolano.
Ercolano. I wish we had kept the original name. It's very valiant, but that's fine.
So where is this exactly? Don't worry, I got you. Everyone, imagine Italy.
No problemo.
Now imagine the foot of Italy wearing like a high-top shoe.
You got it.
Yeah, okay.
No, once again, no problemo.
No problem. Now, just above the high top, on the west coast is Naples. Mm-hmm. Now move your finger a wee 5 miles south, and it was here Herculaneum once stood, and now stands Ercolano.
Got it.
There you go. According to Pierpaolo Patrone, a biologist and forensic anthropologist at the University of Naples, Federico II.
Oh!
That's right. It was here in the mid-1960s. An entire building was uncovered.
Oh my God.
And it just so happened this was no home or little shop. It was a Collegium Augustaleum.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
Yes. I looked it up. It's a political headquarters.
Oh my.
If you will, where the town's representatives would gather and do all of Emperor Augustus's bidding. Emperor Augustus's bidding.
There's a lot of like long words that involve a lot of
I know.
breath.
I wanted to nail it, and I didn't.
You know what? I think you participation award. You nailed it. Was that worse?
It's okay. I'll leave.
Please don't.
So all these folks, they do his bidding. Think of it as like a government building / cult situation.
I see. I was like, this is either where the best people are or the worst people are.
Yes. Now, hypothetically speaking, if you had the fortune or misfortune of having to choose where you die, I'm pretty goddamn sure you wouldn't pick a government building.
Yeah.
Or worse, dying in the building where you work.
Oh my God, please.
Yeah, for one poor soul, though, that's exactly what happened.
Oh.
Yes, Dr. Marissa, according to Patrone's study, published back in the October 2020 issue of Plus One, do tell us who exactly did they find and in what shape?
I would love to talk about someone dying in their office. That's amazing. Okay, quote, during the archaeological excavations of the Collegium Augustaleum,
Nailed it.
a victim was found lying on a wooden bed under a pile of volcanic ash. Given the context of the discovery, a small service room, he is believed to have been the guardian of the college. Mm-hmm. The victim, a young adult male approximately 20 years of age, pretty old, was lying ventrally or face down in the ash. The skull and post-cranial skeletal remains show complete charring and cracking as a result of exposure to pyroclastic surge, a high-speed turbulent cloud rich in hot gases, ash, and steam. End quote. Sounds delicious.
Right.
It really sold me on. That sounds like a coffee drink I really want.
Yeah,
like that ash and steam.
That's right. In the winter, 2 pumps.
2 pumps, please. Add a little vanilla. No, this sounds absolutely terrible.
Horrible.
So not only are you dying, but like the heat is just blasting away at your bones.
Yeah. Yeah. Put a pin in that too.
At work.
At work.
No.
That's right. Yes, my friends, this young man died at work thanks to a high-speed, turbulent cloud rich in hot gases, ash, and steam.
And he was a security guard, so he probably wasn't getting paid enough.
Absolutely not.
Oh, and he was working long hours if he was the only one there. Sorry, I've written a whole narrative for this for this poor person.
Oh, yeah. It speaks volumes.
It speaks volumes.
Yeah.
Back to the
Totally
pod.
does, yeah. Now, Dr. Marissa, I don't have a picture of the skull you described. I do have a crazy fucking image of the imprint his body and bones left behind.
Oh,
though.
even better. Even better.
Okay, now just so I assume you want to see it.
Yeah.
Now, just like in your classic film noir murder mystery, the area where the body was found does have an outline around it.
I love it!
So please tell us what you see, any indentations from the bones or whatever your forensic eye can spot, and of course, any photos that we talk about, any screenshots of video that are going to come next. That'll be on our social media stuff, so please come on by and take a look at this body.
Enjoy it with me.
All right, here we go.
Oh my God, this is amazing. This is so fun. Okay. So I see basically what looks like a rock floor.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it looks like, as if you were, walking around outside and the ground was rock and dirt. And I can see the outline, and the outline is just like in the movies. It's like a little outline of a person. However, there's no arms or legs below the knee. And then the crazy thing is all of the indentations are just like a mess.
Yeah.
It's a mess. It does not look like a body was there at all. It looks like looks like a little kid like took a rock and just like started crushing the ground with it in a bunch of places. Like there's little craters everywhere. This one area looks like the leg looks like there might have been a leg bone. That's the only part of this that looks like a human portion was there. Everything else is just like crushed craters and mixed up jumbles of rocks. It looks, I'm
terrible.
worried. I'm worried.
Terrible. It looks really fucking awful.
I'm worried, and this happened a long time ago.
Yes. So back in the mid-1960s, it was clear to archaeologists that this guy was practically vaporized by a gas cloud.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much as far as researchers could conclude with the technologies available at the time. Cause of death was determined, and the dude's remains were labeled, stored, and that was that. Until a little more than 2 years ago, when Pier Paolo Patrone and colleagues got their hands on this guy's skull.
Yes!
That's right.
Yes!
Now, after turning it over, Patrone was shocked to see a number of dark, shiny pieces attached to the cranium.
What?
Just like that gas cloud, an idea hit him full force.
Oh my God.
He was like, yo, these glassy black fragments just might be the remains of, you guessed it, a human brain.
Shut the fuck up.
That's right.
Oh my God.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
It's all connecting the dots right now.
There you go.
The title is making sense.
Yes.
Tell me more about it.
Okay.
Tell me more about it.
Now, Dr. Marissa, I have a photo of one of these pieces. I'd like to know what you think. Is this human brain rock or abstract sculpture?
Give it to, I mean, this is fucking awesome.
Isn't that insane?
I would pay to put this on a little pedestal in my house because it's actually beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like, imagine like an abstract rock, ceramic, glass sculpture that's just kind of like, it's black, it's chunky, it's got ridges in it. It's just sort of an abstract form, almost like a crumpled piece of paper, but with holes in it and shiny, and it's beautiful. And I kind of want to wear it. Yeah. Like, it's so cool.
Yeah.
I really cannot describe it. Jill, you might be able to better, but it's just, you have to look at this thing. I cannot believe this was once a brain.
Yeah. This is just a gorgeous piece of it looks like, shiny metal or obsidian rock, which is like black rock that forms after a volcanic eruption. Or if any art nerds are out there, this looks like a Brancusi who just like sculpted movement and shit. Like this is, I know.
Look
I
at you!
I mean, the Brancusi.
I don't know anything about this guy, but I will Google it afterwards because this is catching my eye.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So Patrone and friends got to work and slid these babies under a scanning electron microscope.
Amazing.
And Dr. Marissa, why don't you do the honors? According to sciencenews.org, what did they see And was this chunk of debris actually parts of the man's brain?
Oh my God, I would love to talk about it. All right. Okay. Quote, the researchers saw tubular structures as well as cell bodies that were the right sizes and shapes to be, you guessed it, neurons. In further analysis, the team found layers of tissue wrapped around tendrils in the brain tissue. Tissue wrapped around. Oh my God. Okay, sorry. I'm literally wrapping my brain around this. Okay. The layering appears to be myelin, a fatty substance that speeds signals along nerve fibers. And, quote,
Yeah.
so they were able to identify very specific things
Oh, yeah.
from the brain in this, what looks like a hunk of rock.
Yeah.
This is wild. They could find neurons. Like, I'm science blows my mind. I don't know how you guys are doing it, but
You're
y'all
doing great.
are doing it. Y'all are doing it.
Yeah, they found neurons and even myelin sheath. Do you remember that from biology class? It's the shit
No. Of course not.
It's the shit your neurons are wrapped in.
Oh.
Yeah.
The sheath.
The sheath. The sheath, baby.
It's so crazy. Isn't it wild that there are things in your body that you just know nothing about?
Sure,
Isn't
yeah.
it wild? Anyways, back to the
Oh,
pod.
tons of shit. So, yeah, neurons, myelin sheath, this was all preserved during this catastrophic event. But I know what you're wondering. How in the fuck?
Yes.
How in the fuck did this happen?
How?
Now, great question. Now, back in the mid-1960s, those researchers were damn right. This kid died under a vicious cloud of crap, that pyroclastic surge. But thanks to this evidence, we now know how hot got.
Oh my God.
Yeah, my friends, brace yourself. This kid experienced a flash of heat of about 968 degrees Fahrenheit or 520 degrees Celsius. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And as fast as it hit, it left, passing through the building, leaving behind it a rapid cooling of air. Yeah. So if you can imagine just like in an instant being in a 1,000-degree oven and then suddenly it returns to like a normal day.
Isn't this part of, I mean, like, first of all, it's insane that this happened and this can happen. But like, second of all, I'm really curious, like, I don't know anything about glass blowing, but I do know it's a lot about temperatures of like hot and cold. And
You're absolutely right.
isn't it?
She's right, folks. You got
I
it.
just don't know that much about it. If you're a glass blower, write in and DM us and talk about like, I don't know, your experience.
Yeah.
Because that sounds exactly like what the earth did to this guy's head.
Yes, that's
and workplace, you know.
Exactly, yeah. This process of body tissue, or anything really, undergoing extreme heat, then super rapid cooling is called vitrification.
Vitrification, that's it.
Hey.
I've never heard that word before, but it sounds awesome.
Yeah, and if this process sounds familiar, Dr. Marissa, you're exactly right. This is how ceramics are made, for example. Humans have learned to harness this process and turn it into art, for example. And good news, humans found other uses for vitrification, like, you guessed it, using the process as a solution for long-term storage of nuclear waste.
Oh my God. Yes. Amazing.
I looked it up, and Dr. Marissa, please give us a quick summary. How in the fucking world are we storing our nuclear waste this way?
I would love to talk about it because it's making no sense to me right now. All right. Based on the study, glassy waste forms for nuclear waste immobilization, quote, in a method called geomelting, waste is mixed with glass-forming chemicals in a furnace to form molten glass that then solidifies in canisters, thereby immobilizing the waste. Yep. So cool. It is widely assumed that such waste can be stored for relatively long periods in this form without concern for air or groundwater contamination. According to the Pacific Northwest National Labs, quote, vitrification locks dangerous materials into a stable glass form that will last for thousands of years. End quote. That makes total sense, and that's totally fucking cool.
Isn't that crazy?
You just... with glass,
Uh-huh.
and then it's all frozen together.
There you go.
That's so cool. And not frozen, but like, you know,
Yeah.
Vitrified.
She's got it, folks. That's right, my friends. 2,000 years from now, archaeologists aren't going to find brains, but nuclear waste.
Yes, good luck.
I hope someone leaves a note. Now, after the break, I just found out about blue lightning on Earth.
What?
Yes. And you will too. So stay tuned.
Please do.
We're the All Creatures Podcast. Each week, Angie and I explore and share amazing details about the many animals we share our world with.
Plus, Chris and I are both PhD scientists and educators. So we do the deep dives in the scientific research and then come back and share what we learn in a fun and casual way. We also speak with other scientists, animal experts, activists, and many other conservation enthusiasts from all over the planet.
So you can find the All Creatures Podcast wherever you get your podcasts.
Have you ever wondered what really happened to Amelia Earhart or the lost colony of Roanoke? Do you ever find yourself scouring the internet for vicious Victorians and their murders by gaslight? Or perhaps you're just sick and tired of women being constantly misrepresented or plain lied about throughout history? If so, join me, Katie Charlwood, history harlot and reader of books, on Who Did What Now, the history podcast that's not your history class. Part of the Airwave Media Network. Available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Adios, au revoir, au revoir, my friends. Bye-bye. I'll be seeing you.
Hey everyone, Jill Chacha here from Well, That's Interesting, and I am absolutely thrilled to tell you about Spotify for podcasters. I use it, I love it, and it all started by downloading the free Spotify for Podcasters app, which has all the tools you need in one place to record and edit your masterpiece of a podcast. Spotify for Podcasters also distributes your show to all major platforms, so when you hit publish, your episodes will stream not only on Spotify, but I'm talking about the Apples, the Googles, Stitcher, Good Pods, the other ones. You get the idea. And you can monetize your podcast with no minimum listenership required. You could also set up monthly subscriptions and record ads just like this one. So what are you waiting for? Download Spotify for Podcasters today and start changing the world. Oh, and please, stay interesting. And we're back.
We are so back.
We're so back. And my friends, we're all together on the International Space Station.
What?
That's right. It's a tight fit, but we made it.
Holy shit.
It also just so happens to be February 26th in the year no one remembers. Say it with me now.
2019. Sorry. I messed it up so hard.
No, you didn't.
2019. But
That's right, 2019.
yes, nailed it.
Also, just by like absolute coincidence, this story took place 3 years and a day ago.
That's so cute.
I know, today's the February 27th, and this took place
well,
February
depending
26th.
on what happened. It's cute.
It's cute. It's super cool.
Okay,
Super
okay.
cool. So, as you can imagine, there's a lot of gadgets and doohickeys on the International Space Station, even some mounted on the outside of it, like optical cameras, photometers, and an X-ray and gamma ray detector, just to name a few.
Cool.
Now, on this day, those gadgets recorded a beautiful yet strange weather phenomenon above a thunderstorm.
Ooh.
I know, sexy. Dr. Marissa, I have 2 videos of what was captured.
Thank God. You know I love a video.
Yes. So one video is an artist's rendering.
Okay.
And the other is the actual footage.
Oh my God.
Now, I'd like to show the artist's rendering first because it slows down the action and you really get a sense of context.
Okay.
Ooh la la.
Ooh la
And
la.
then we're going to take a look at the real deal. What do you say?
Oh, yes, please. Yes.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right. So please tell us what you see in each video. And if y'all at home or work, or if you'd like to watch while you're driving, fire up your YouTube and search for ESA, Elves Seen from Space.
What?
That's the first video. And the second is from Science Casts, and the video is called A Display of Lights Above a Storm.
Ooh.
That's right. I'll also have screenshots of what we see as well on our social media stuff, so please come on by and see what we're about to see.
Fuck yeah, stop by.
All right, here is the first video, Dr. Marissa. It's only 10 seconds long, so we could play it a bunch of times.
Okay, cool.
All right, what do you see?
Okay. All right, so, this is awesome. I just need to, what? Pause. Okay, all right. So this is the simulated one?
This is the, artist rendering.
This is very beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically I'm viewing Earth from space, no big deal. And I saw, like, you can see the clouds on Earth, so from a different direction than we normally see them, from the outside. And I saw this big, like, light pulse.
Yeah.
Kind of in a big, just shoot out from a point. Kind of almost like a bomb or something. That's a terrible way to describe it, but if you can imagine like a
ring
ripple,
of light.
a ring of light. Yes, not a bomb at all. But then afterwards, after the ring of light had dissipated, this blue spark, this blue line of, I'm guessing this is lightning, shoots out from Earth.
Yeah.
Like a little laser.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? Like
That's fucking weird. What?
Yeah.
Can I see more?
Yeah, sure. Do you want to move on to the real deal? The real stuff?
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on
do it.
To the real one. Okay.
Oh my God.
Here we go. So this is what was captured on the International Space Station, and it's a doozy. Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Oh my God, what? Wow! Oh. Whoa!
I know, that's real. It's fucking real.
Oh my God, this happens? Like, what? So it's like what I described, but it is very real. It kind of looks like there's this ring of light around these clouds, and then a purple, like, almost like a fart.
That's actually really accurate.
I don't know how else to describe it, like a very sharp neon fart just comes out from the clouds, and it's incredible. It's like a
thing of beauty.
a poof of light.
It is a poof.
It's so cool. I swear to God, when you see it,
It'll all make sense. Yeah.
it'll all make sense.
Imagine when you look at a thunder cloud, you see like lightning within the cloud.
Yeah.
And then, but in this case, it's a whole different color and it's shooting up.
It's shooting up and
it is a
looks straight.
Yes.
Unlike lightning, which is kind of looks like veins, this looks like a fart.
Yeah. Straight up fart.
How many times can I say fart in this episode? As many as possible.
You're a doctor. You can diagnose. It's fine.
It's a fart.
So, my friends, that bluish column of light is aptly called a blue jet.
Oh, that actually makes more sense
That
than
is
a fart. Yeah. It's a jet of light. Yes. Much better.
I think that was a close second.
Yeah, fair.
They're like, do we name it a fart or a blue jet?
I think that's what they called it around like the lab or the office, the station. I don't know, wherever they live and work.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. So, and they're hard to see from the ground because it's basically a form of lightning that erupts from the top of clouds during storms.
Magical.
Yeah, I know, so cool. Needless to say, we don't capture them on film that often, so this footage and the readings taken by all those gadgets was super informative.
Ooh.
Let's get into it. Now, officially on that day, February 26th, scientists first saw 5 intense flashes of blue light, each lasting about 10 to 20 milliseconds. Then a blue jet fanned out from the cloud in a narrow cone that stretched into the stratosphere.
That is a much better way of describing it. But I'm realizing now all of the words I could have used, and I didn't. Yes.
I do not regret anything you said.
Okay.
It was beautiful. It was magical. It was your artist's rendering, and it's valid.
Yeah. The cloud fucking farted.
It did. Oh my God. Get this, folks. The blue jet reached an altitude roughly 32 miles above sea level.
Oh my God.
It looked really tiny in the video, but it was huge.
Wow.
Yeah.
It really looks small.
Yeah. So, I know what you're asking. What the fuck is a stratosphere?
Yes, I am. Thank God.
Why is this light traveling up, and why is it blue?
Yeah.
All great
why?
questions. So,
Is it blue? No. Okay. No.
you stopped yourself. Okay. All right. Okay.
I was
Do you want to
guessing.
tell us?
Yeah, I'm probably wrong, but like some sort of light reflection from the ocean.
Doesn't deal with the ocean, but
Okay.
it does
Because the ocean
deal with light.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind. Ignore me.
No, you're halfway there.
Oh, okay. Okay. Cool.
So, Dr. Marissa, what do you say we break down what this stratosphere thing is together by reading from our source, sciencing.com?
Nothing would make me happier.
Okay, they have a great summary over there of what it is, so I thought we should read it. And just a heads up, y'all, the lowest region, the lowest region of our atmosphere, extending from the Earth's surface to a height of about 4 to 6 miles, is what's called the troposphere. And every beautiful storm cloud forms in it, and it's what you and I walk around in, the troposphere.
Nice.
But right above the troposphere is the stratosphere. That's where that blue jet shot into, and we're going to talk about it right now.
Let's talk about it.
Dr. Marissa, please tell us about this stratosphere and what's so fun about it.
Oh, I would love to. All right. Quote, the stratosphere extends from about 6 miles or 10 kilometers to about 30 miles or 50 kilometers. As anyone who has ever climbed a mountain knows, temperature decreases with height in the troposphere. Not so in the stratosphere. The temperature at the bottom of the stratosphere can be chilly, negative 75 degrees Fahrenheit, but at the top, ice would melt because the average temperature is 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh my God.
That's right. Now, the reason for the positive temperature gradient in the stratosphere is because of the presence of ozone. Ozone is formed when 3 oxygen molecules join together, and this happens in the stratosphere because of the intensity of the sun's ultraviolet radiation.
Yes.
The formation of ozone absorbs this radiation and heats up as it absorbs ultraviolet sunlight. End quote. There you go.
A little protection there.
So, one last fact about our stratosphere friend, it's 78% nitrogen.
Oh,
Ooh, 78%.
Yay.
Put a pin in that.
you got it.
So, moving on for a moment. What's up with that jet traveling up, and why is it blue?
Yeah.
All right. Well, my friends, inside your storm cloud, there's a lot of shit going down.
Yes.
Yes.
Agreed. It's so loud.
So loud. There's cold air carrying ice crystals. There's warm air carrying water droplets. And during a storm, all that material is rubbing up against itself, creating a fiery tango, if you will. That's right, resulting in a cloud having multiple electrical charges.
Oh my God, it's amazing. That's so cool.
So, in terms of lightning, what we're used to seeing is the negatively charged bottom half of the cloud connecting with the positively charged shit on the ground. But, Dr. Marissa, please tell us what's happening when that cloud and the stratosphere collide.
I would love to talk about this. All right, from livescience.com, quote, blue jets seem to appear when the positively charged upper region of a cloud interacts with the negatively charged boundary between the cloud and the air above it. I get it. The blue jet appears as a result of this electric breakdown, which where the opposing charges swap places in the clouds and briefly equalize, releasing static electricity. End quote. It's a little shock.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, it's a big shock.
That's a huge...
It's a big spark.
It's about 32 miles, yeah.
Wow, that's insane.
It's
oh my
fucking
God.
crazy. Yeah, it's just another form of lightning, which means, let's talk about the color situation.
Yes.
When energy is released above the cloud, it collides with all those nitrogen gases, which shimmer blue when excited.
That's so cute.
That's right, just like me.
Aww. That's so cute.
So, thanks to the gases we've got down here in the troposphere, we get white lightning.
Yes.
And thanks to the 78% nitrogen-rich stratosphere, on occasion, the International Space Station and maybe a few aliens get to enjoy blue jets.
Aww.
And that's so cool.
I like that.
End.
The
Yay.
end. Yay. Love that aliens are looking at our blue farts.
That's right. I hope they enjoy it.
Oh, it's doing it again. Yay.
Come to Earth. We got blue farts. And thank you for listening, rating, telling your friends about the blue farts and the human brain that turned to glass one day.
Seriously. Thank
Wow.
you. Wow.
And please, stay interesting.
Please do.